I came here to speak English.
Okay.
So as far as like Creole and all those kind of things like that definitely wasn't taught. And I don't know if you can teach it. I mean, I know they do teach it, but it's difficult to teach. It's just, you got to pick it up.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, I came here expecting to speak English, of course, just with a different accent, those kind of things.
Sure. So when did you start to feel compelled to want to speak Creole?
So I was in, like right within the first month, I was in a service meeting for church in Lumley. This man, I still remember his name's Sardo.
Okay.
It's a Kono, by tribe, Kono.
Kono, yeah.
It's the firstborn Kono, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, he was up there just preaching or whatever. And I don't know, it was so sharp. His Creole was so nice. And I could
Creole being sharp.
He'd be the taco, savvy. So anyway, yeah, that day I'm like, I'm gonna learn this.
Wow.
It's cool. Like, it was just one of those things. I was like, I'm gonna be here, so I'm just gonna learn it, and I'm just gonna. That was the day. I think it was within the first couple of weeks. I just decided I really want to learn Creole.
Was there? Please introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are in real life, who you are online, and what you're doing here in Sierra Leone.
So, my name's Nick Wood. I'm from Utah. I live in Utah.
Yeah.
I own an internet marketing company, which ironically is called Cotton Tree Media.
Is it ironic?
No, it's not ironic.
I didn't think so.
So that's what I do as far as work goes. In 2010, I spent 2 years in Sierra Leone. Traveled. I spent time in the west, the east. Spent time in Bow, everywhere.
Okay.
And it's been 6 years, and now I'm back. I'm visiting. Many people know me online as Creole Bobo.
Yeah.
And I think it's been about 3 months ago that I started one day I just had an idea to start a Instagram account so that I could continue speaking to Creole, connect with Sierra Leoneans, and just, connect back again.
So 3 months ago.
January 4th is my very first post. I created the account on January 3rd, yeah.
So that was like your New Year's resolution?
Yeah, no, it wasn't. I literally just one day I just had the thought, and I was like, I haven't met any Sierra Leoneans in 6 years. I don't want to forget the language. And I was kind of just at a weird spot where I wanted to just connect again.
Okay.
And so I created the account, and then the next day I posted a video. And then I've just been trying to stay consistent and just post videos and pictures. And
I think my first post that I saw you in, if I'm not mistaken, you had on like a lace outfit.
Oh, yeah.
And you were bluffing.
Yeah. Yes.
So I think I know that you are an ex-missionary. Would you still consider yourself to be a missionary?
So when I was here, I was a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Okay.
When I was here, it was considered full-time.
Okay.
Now, I'd, of course, still consider myself, quote-unquote, a missionary, but that's not like...
What you're doing.
Yeah, it's not what I'm doing. It's not what I'm doing here.
Cool. Okay.
And even then, I don't know, like how much you know or anybody else knows, but we didn't get paid for that. Like, it's just strictly
I think
volunteer.
everybody. Well, I've never heard of a missionary that got paid.
No,
isn't it all about like giving?
But like they don't even like we pay our, like, it's not like they don't even pay for like our food.
Really?
Like, we pay for the entire thing.
Wow.
So we actually pay.
So you pay to come and give your time, energy. That's amazing.
I know.
Okay, so that's different. Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah,
that's real different.
Yeah.
So
so I was here, and I was a full-time missionary, but now I'm still in that same church, still affiliated very strongly, but that's just that 2 years, that's what brought me here.
So these 2 years, can you elaborate like the time period? What year specifically?
So it was May. So it was almost 2 years. I spent 3 weeks. What we do is I spent 3 weeks in Ghana.
Okay.
We have what we call a missionary training center.
Sure.
MTC.
Okay.
They just train you on like what you're going to teach, kind of getting adjusted, everything like that. So I spent 21 days there. Then I came here, so it was actually like May 1st or something, somewhere on there. And it was close to Mother's Day, I remember, because we can only call home twice a year.
Aww.
And it's Mother's Day and Christmas.
What?
Yeah. So
they don't care about Father's Day?
No. They don't care. So it was May of 2010, and then I got home in April. Well, so I left home, but yeah, I was into the country from May of 2010 to April of 2012.
Wow. Okay. Very cool. And so in that quote unquote more or less 2-year period, when you were in Sierra Leone, what areas were you in?
So I spent 3 months in Lumley,
Okay.
which everyone that's from here knows the west side is a little bit more advanced, if you will. So I spent 3 months in Lumley. Then I went to Kissy for 6 months. And this isn't by choice, so this is, hey, you're going here.
Okay.
You pack your bags, and then the next day you're moving.
Gotcha.
3 months Lumley, 6 months Kissy, off to Bow. I think it was 6 months total in Bow. I came back and lived in Grafton.
Yeah. Okay.
And I lived in Grafton, but I spent time in Grafton, Hastings, and Waterloo.
Okay.
And then lastly, they sent me to Dwazac, and I finished my 2 years in Dwazac, climbing the hills. Wow. Yeah. So I know the area.
Yeah, you know it more than me. I will say that. What was your experience like? I mean, many that follow you, obviously we know how much you love Sierra Leone. Based on your reflection, you go pretty deep in sharing the emotional connection that you have with the people who you met, so on and so forth.
Right.
Tell me what it was like to adjust.
So, man, it was tough. In fact, the first day, so I have a friend he's from Ghana. Because as missionaries, you have to be with your companion, so you're never alone.
Okay.
So when you have a companion, it's more than being married. Like, you are with them unless you're in the bathroom, you're with them. You can't be separated. Like, it's just a rule.
Okay.
So he's from Ghana. So actually, I visited him before I came here.
Gotcha.
So 4 days ago, 5 days ago. And we were recalling the first day I was here, because he wasn't my companion then, but he happened to be in the car that day. And he's like, man, I just remember you looked so confused, and just your eyes were so big, and you were just, we went through, I think we went from Wellington through Shaka Stevens Street back over to Lumley. Okay. And I remember it was crazy. But yeah, I think more than anything, it was just there's so much happening in the streets, so much noise. There's just such a fast pace coming from a farm town in Utah.
Sure.
And coming here, and then the heat. More than anything, is the heat.
Okay. Yeah.
Barnum, that is the hardest thing. That was the hardest thing for me, is getting used to heat, because we're sitting here right now in a nice hotel. There's air conditioning.
Yeah.
And some of the apartments that we stayed in, and all of them, with the exception of the one in Dwazac, my last 6 months. There's no heat. In fact, most of the time there wasn't light. When I say light, because I'm translating it into Creole, but
and that's true, because I was yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Light means electricity, for those of you who aren't familiar with Creole.
Right. So it was a little bit different, because you go in the sun all day, and then at night you don't come and escape it in the AC.
Yeah.
That's the difference between here and the South in the States, for example.
Yeah.
You're in the sun, then you go home, and there's no light, there's no electricity, and it's still hot.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't sell gas. There was a period of time in Bow, there was 2 weeks they didn't sell petrol or gas.
Really?
So we didn't even have a generator, because we usually would run a generator for 2 hours at night. So for 2 weeks we had none.
Wow.
So anyway, that was the hardest thing, is definitely the sun.
So how did you adjust to that? Because, you don't have a lot of melanin.
No.
So what happened? How did you adjust?
I think everyone kept telling me 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, you'll be good. So I kept saying that in my head, and I don't know if it was the placebo effect or whatever, but after 3 months it was still hot, but it just, I think I just became used to this, always having sweat on my face. Just that, I don't think I ever adjusted. I think it was just getting used to having it on my face.
That's real. Wow. Okay. What about the water? Drinking water here.
So when I first came, I was I'm not, nothing can touch me. I'm invincible. Plus, I'm doing God's work, like I'm good. So they sell, for those that have never been, a lot of times they'll sell the what they call the Grafton, which is packaged water.
Yeah.
That one's good. You could drink that one. Then they sell one where they take water. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if anybody does. And they lay a sheet over a plastic container, and they pour the water, and the sheet is the strain.
What?
Yeah, you've never seen this one?
At all? No.
And you know what? Now that I think about it, since I've been back, I don't know if I've seen it, but they
used to do this.
Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But this is what they used to do, and they'd put it in a plastic bag, and they just wrap it, so it was wrapped, and then they would sell them like that. And I was just drinking them.
And you didn't die?
I never got sick, never got typhoid, never got malaria the entire 2 years. Wow. Never got, not at all.
Where is this sheet? We need
it
to
was
know.
Just like, right? A magic sheet.
Where is this magic sheet? I need it.
But then anyway, as time went on,
yeah,
I was smarter. I got a filtered bottle and those kind of things, and I was very cautious. So
yeah, because you see,
Uh-huh.
I'm rocking with my bottled water.
The two-tick.
Yeah. Okay, so going from, I mean, it's kind of extreme because Lumley, it's
Lumley to Grafton, New Camp.
Yeah. So adjusting, communicating. I mean, obviously here. Well, I don't know if it's obvious, but here, aside from the native tribal languages, English is spoken, has been spoken for a very long time, right? Sierra Leone was colonized by the British, so I think many people assume that if you're in Africa, like, how are you gonna communicate? Mm-hmm. Did you have that initial concern?
Mm-hmm. So depending on where you go for your missionary service, sometimes it'll say you'll be speaking in so-so language, and mine said you'll be in Sierra Leone and we'll be speaking English. Okay. So if yours says, hey, you're going to be speaking French, for example, during that time at the training center, you'll actually be there longer just to learn the language.
Gotcha.
So like, I came here to speak English.
Okay.
So as far as like Creole and all those kind of things like that definitely wasn't taught. And I don't know if you can teach it. I mean, I know they do teach it, but it's difficult to teach. It's just, you got to pick it up. Sure. So yeah, I mean, I came here expecting to speak English, of course, just with a different accent, those kind of things.
Sure. This is where my parents are from. So it's almost like an obligation to love it. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're not obligated. And it's a lot of shit here that's going on that's very tough to swallow. How did you cope and still like maintain this love for Sierra Leone?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, definitely at first it wasn't super easy. Like it wasn't. Like I was getting used to everything, and like you're dealing with, like you're coming from whatever, so many options of food, and now it's like, okay, what sauce do you want with your rice?
Do you want potato leaves?
Potato leaf, cassava leaf, okra,
right?
Whatever, right?
Right.
But then there came a point where I think it was just like I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm going to be here 2 years, so I'm just going to be here, and I'm just I just was able to relate, and I'm like, I just felt like I was becoming, almost becoming a Sierra Leonean, and I could just relate. And there was a point when I was here for like a year. It was this weird thing. It even sounded weird to say, but like it was like I didn't have a previous life. Like this is all I knew. Like I could still remember those things, but it felt like so distant. Like it was almost as if, and I think that helped me because I was like, yeah, I can relate. Of course. Okay. Of course we didn't manage because yes,
this is what we do.
Yes, this is what we do. Yeah. We manage. Yeah, I get it. So I think it was just accepting, hey, I'm here 2 years. I'm going to just love it. But then there's that other element where whether it's said or not, I knew at the end of 2 years that it was over. So like, you knew there was like, so like I have even like so much more of a respect for people that are here. Like forever. Right. There's none. There's no escaping the Yagba. Yeah. Like that's it. Yeah. And so, yeah. the way that I dealt with it is I just tried to become one of the people.
Okay.
In every way. Like at my apartments, I did not speak English. Like that's how I learned it. Like to a white companion, to a Ghanaian, to a South African, I wouldn't speak it.
Really?
I would not. I'd just Creole. Would eat.
What about them? Like, would they just speak Creole back to you?
If they could. If they couldn't, they'd speak in English. I'd speak Creole back.
Gotcha. Okay.
And maybe at first, of course, I was bluffing, but but I was also trying to learn.
Yeah.
We brooked our own clothes. We washed our own clothes. Sorry, we laundered our clothes. We ate cassava. We ate everything. I mean, we did everything. I cut my hair. Like I cut my hair at the local barber shop with the straight razor. Like
really?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Everything.
Yeah. That's
That's
real.
how,
That's
how.
real.
You
just were a part. And so one of the things that I find interesting about travel, especially recently for myself, is I guess feeling like really welcome within the community in which you're visiting. How was your experience in really becoming, I will say more or less, a part of the communities in which you were doing service? Yeah,
anyone that has not been here, like the second you arrive, you're welcome. So yesterday I was at mile 91 for a couple of hours. We maybe get into that later, but there was like, this is more or less, it's on the Bokenema Highway, but it's a village. It's like just a few houses.
Yeah.
If you know, and there's us three, me, my dad, my brother. They've never been out of the country. We're stuck. We have no way to leave. Like our car's broken, and I didn't feel like, if anything, I just felt like I was at home. Didn't feel threatened. Didn't feel scared. Like there's elections going on. Nothing even came to my mind, and it's just because that's how the people are. Like I had so many people came and talk to me, like, how do you know how to speak Creole? And just asking all these questions.
Yeah. Hey, my car's broken down. We can get to that.
Yeah.
Tell me about. Yeah.
So no, I like no matter what, it's Boke, like wherever, I've never not felt welcome. So I would say that it's just the culture. Like Sierra Leoneans, they treat visitors so well.
Interesting. I completely agree with you, right? I do take issue with that, only because I think that...
I know where you're going,
Yeah, I think that Sierra Leoneans treat visitors better than they treat themselves.
I
take full issue with that. I think that if Sierra Leoneans treated themselves the way that they treated visitors...
It would be unreal.
Then it would be what it was. Because that's what it was. That's the environment that my parents grew up in, right? And so, you know, the goal is to get back to that by going forward, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. Not all people, but I'd say a lot is, and I don't know what it is. And so again, it's a little unfair from where I'm coming from, because of course I had that welcoming. You know,
I wouldn't say unfair. I mean,
but
it's a perspective.
What I'm saying though is definitely that's a thing.
Yeah.
Like it has to be spoken, because that's a thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
And then there's the elections, and like it was just like a little weird timing. So, but of course I came with my dad and my brother, and even despite the elections and everything else, I know it's safe enough, and it was just, I said, let's just come.
See, and that's why I said supposedly like my last question, because I have been having a lot of discussions, not about the elections themselves per se, because I don't feel comfortable elaborating on a topic that I'm truly learning about.
100, yeah.
And African politics is completely different from, I would say, at least U.S. politics. So one of the stigmas, though, that is going on in social media is, even before everything started with this particular elections, when I said to people I was coming to Sierra Leone and I would be here during election time, I had cousins whose mouths dropped. boo, you didn't go sit on yada elections don't got why? What team do you? You know, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, why are you so aggressive? And there has been a picture painted that it's nothing but mayhem.
I know, that's the same. I got that over social media. Why you no go wait? Why you no go patient small?
Yeah.
Let it done for us.
So, what are your thoughts around that?
I was a little nervous, like 100%, to be honest, because everybody was saying like, oh, you have to wait, and like every single person was saying that, and like, of course, knock on wood, I'm still here.
Right.
But it's been pretty peaceful and all that different stuff, and it's felt no different. Like, other than I'm looking for it more now because I know what's going on. And when I was here before, I was a missionary, and I wasn't even like aware of a lot of stuff because I was just doing my thing.
Yeah.
It's felt no different. Like, it's just, I felt nothing.
Okay.
As far as, again,
given what you've seen,
yes.
But
and that's not like I just sat in the hotel. Like,
right.
I went and walked. I've been in Kissy, I've been in Grafton, I've been in Hastings, Lumley. I went to Bow. I was at mile 91 for 4 hours. Like, I've been
around.
Of course, SLPP land in Bow. I've been in a taxi today with this like really aggressive APC guy. Like, it just felt nothing.
Okay. So you would agree with me?
Yeah. Come.
Yeah.
There's no reason that
there are a lot of, so the biggest thing that I have been preaching is that the diasporan, the Sierra Leonean diasporan who was born and raised here and, you know, left, and has an opportunity to be able to come back, at least to register to vote and then to participate. They did not make the decision to do so. Yet they are online.
They have their opinions, but they don't want to vote.
The opinions are, you know, dissertations, daily dissertations, you know, verbal, what is the word that? Honestly, not fets. Alting not fets. Online. Every forum is aggressive. Facebook posts. And my mikos person, you know, it's extreme. And I'm like, well, but why wouldn't you take that energy, invest your money, and come and be a part of the change? If you really want to see change and you really want your vote to count, like, you still can do that.
Right.
And yet it's not happening, but everyone has an opinion. And I'm like, you know, pardon my French, but